Hello and welcome back to the BHS Blue Book video series. Today I have our agricultural science department on here, and they're going to talk to us about everything that they have to offer out of their department. So right now we got Mr. Jones, and he's going to start us off talking about all the courses that you have to offer.
Perfect. So we offer courses 9th through 12th grade here at the high school, and we do offer some middle school classes. So you may have heard about the ag program even earlier within your high school experience, but we start really with some robust classes here at the high school, 9th through 12th grade. So all of our students in our ag program start in the 9th grade with our Ag 1 class, and it really is the precursor and prerequisite for all of the remaining courses in there. So once a student takes Ag 1, that's a foundational class that Ms. Dale teaches actually, and she spends a lot of time working through the basics of agriculture. They're going to have a really good understanding of the world of agriculture, what it looks like, where our food comes from, and how those things get produced. And then from there, the majority of our students are moving on to Ag 2, and that is really focused on animal science and plant science. And we're doing a lot of hands-on projects that are happening there at the Ag Center, utilizing our facilities there, our greenhouses, and our two livestock animal science labs that we have out there as well. So we've got some animals out there that students take care of and can work through with some projects with them as well. And then, of course, our greenhouse doing all kinds of science experiments out there, as well as research projects in there as well. Ms. Dale can talk a little bit about the Ag Communications class a little bit more.
Absolutely. So for juniors, one of the classes that they can take is Ag Communications, which is really focused on building, marketing, designing. We have some really cool equipment that we utilize in that class. Giant banner vinyl printer where students design and then actually produce stickers, posters, banners, all kinds of items. And so that class is really focused on hands-on projects. We have people from the community that request items to purchase from us, as well as a lot of just chapter products that we are able to produce. And we also do some things with photography, podcasting, video production. And so that's a really fun class for students who are interested in the world of marketing and communications within agriculture.
So our communications class is typically for our junior students, and then another junior level class that we offer is our Ag Power and Tech class. So those students are exploring all of the different industries within the world of ag power and technology. So we're focused on metal fabrication. We do some light woodworking in there, some light plumbing, some light electrical stuff, but they're getting to really work with their hands in a lot of those projects in there. And so the beginning part is really focused on safety. We want students to be able to have something that they can apply. It's not a true certification, but some skills that they can apply, whether it be on the farm or ranch, somewhere around a hobby farm that they may be doing. And then the last part is project focus. So they're creating a project that they're interested in and then seeing that project to completion. So you'll notice a lot of our upper level classes are a lot more of those hands-on projects. The early ones, we're learning a lot of the foundational knowledge that's important within agriculture. As we continue on through the ag program, a lot more project-based and a lot more student focused of what their areas of interest lie. And then our last two classes, we've got an ag leadership class. That's a senior level class. And so that one really is a great kind of a capstone class for our seniors to be involved in. That class is putting on community service projects. We are going to the elementaries and doing some really great recruitment and advocating for agriculture in there as well. They're helping to facilitate chapter meetings, and they're the speakers that, whenever we need it for events. They're the tour guides sometimes of the Ag Center, but they really are kind of the upper echelon. The leadership class there is really doing all of that, heavy project-based things that are happening at the Ag Center. And then one of the classes that we started about 2 years ago, or maybe this is our first year to have it, is our work-based learning class. So we've got a work-based learning 1 and 2, and this is specifically for just a few students. The prerequisite is the interview with Ms. Dale and I, and we say, okay, we think this is going to be a good fit. But this is a student who has some type of passion project within the field of agriculture, and they really want to spend a few extra hours out there. So it's a 2-hour class, so that's a little bit unique compared to some of our other ag classes. And they're focused on a project throughout the year, or a series of projects that they're focused on. So we have some students that are really engaged in the greenhouse, and they're developing projects out there in the greenhouse, whether it be research, an outdoor garden, a community garden, those types of things. We have some students that are really interested in the animal science, and so they're developing different feed rations, they're preparing breeding programs for some of our livestock out there. So those are, that's a kind of an upper level, unique, special course for students who might be needing a little bit extra time, or they have it in their schedule and want to take an additional ag class with a project that they're interested in. So for all of those, the prerequisite, of course, is our Ag 1 class. Got to take that as a freshman. Probably the misconception that a lot of students have is, I'm really busy my freshman year. I can't take Ag 1. Maybe I can take that later on. And unfortunately, those classes fill up so fast that because of that prerequisite, you can't wait until your sophomore or junior year before you go, hey, I think I'd like to take an Ag class. It really starts at that foundational level as a freshman. So taking that Ag 1 class is really the start to the rest of your kind of high school Ag experience there.
Excellent. So a lot of variety, a lot of opportunities for the students as they progress forward in the program. So what other type of additional things do the students have the opportunity to do as they're progressing and becoming a higher level student?
Perfect. So, Ms. Dale, maybe you would talk a little bit about the FFA experience and kind of what that looks like as being involved in our program.
Absolutely. And I just want to pop in and say, like you said, we have those middle school classes, but a student does not have to have taken 7th or 8th grade ag to be in our 9th grade ag class. We love that if you have been in, but it is very important that if you do want to take any type of agricultural education class that you make it a priority your freshman year to get that in your schedule. So some really cool opportunities here at Bartlesville. We are a new program. If you haven't been by our facility, it is an awesome facility with lots of the lab spaces that he had talked about. But one unique thing that you may have seen are those blue jackets or the FFA jackets. And FFA is our student organization for our students. So you can only be an FFA if you are taking an ag class. And like you said, another misconception is I can still be an FFA even if I'm not in an ag class. And unfortunately, we just have a state rule that that's not allowed. And so one of the things that you do as a student is we have monthly chapter meetings. We have an officer team, a group of leaders that get elected every year who plan really fun activities that happen every single month over at the Ag Center. And we always have some kind of meal and some kind of fun activity. Anything from bingo to dodgeball to community service activities. But it's a really great experience for students to not only be a part of something within the school, but also have the opportunity to lead. We have committees that students can get involved in, whether that's our PR committee, so taking photos at the events, building our scrapbook. We have a hospitality committee who's focused on setting up and getting things ready and breaking down the events. And then we have a community service committee who is focused on finding opportunities for us to serve within the community, whether that's projects within partnerships that we have within the school or within our community partnerships. And so the FFA is really neat on the local level, but we also have statewide and national-wide opportunities. We travel every other year usually to the National Convention in Indianapolis, and so students are able to go to lots of leadership development workshops. We have lots of opportunities for students to compete. We have scholarships, and another misconception I want to bring up is that even if you don't want to go into the field of agriculture, 2% of the population is our true production agriculture farmers and ranchers, but we offer so many other things. As a consumer out in the world, you're dealing with food, fiber, and fuel all the time, and so it's really important that we have informed consumers, and a lot of our experiences in FFA are transferable. And so we're teaching you those leadership skills, we're teaching you those public speaking skills, teamwork. And so I think that's a really special part of our program that students, I'm sure, would bring to the very front if they were trying to recruit their other friends to come and join us in the FFA and agricultural education.
Yeah, and all of our ag students are part of the FFA here at the local level, and so it doesn't matter whether you're a middle school student enrolled in an ag course or as a senior, you're still a part of our same Bartlesville FFA chapter. And so all of those opportunities that Ms. Dale mentioned are for all of our students here in Bartlesville, and that it's a really great opportunity to travel and to compete. It makes it fun. It's one of the reasons that we get to be gone from school is that we're going and competing, wearing that blue corduroy jacket, rocking our official dress, and the chance to go compete and represent Bartlesville. And we've been able to do that at the local, state, and national levels. And so it's been really cool to see some of our students succeed on the national level and earn some of those national accolades as well as national scholarships, all because of their involvement within our program and specifically FFA.
Outstanding. All right. So is there anything else that you guys would like to add before we close this out?
I think just one of the other things to be aware of is that you do not have to show an animal. That's a misconception. You do not have to do a speech, even though we have those opportunities. And so if that's something that you have been curious about, maybe keeping you from thinking about us as an opportunity to take your high school experience, just know that that is not a requirement. We do have some students that show livestock, and it's great for them to have that SAE, but it's not a requirement. We do have lots of opportunities for you to interact with livestock and animals at the school that are school owned. And so if that's something that you're interested in, we'd love to help you out with that. And then we also have, we talked about fundraisers. And so a lot of these things, how we are able to pay for them is through fundraisers that we have throughout the year. And some of us are probably very familiar with our meat sales, and so we do expect all students to participate in those fundraisers because that's how we're able to do everything from a meal at a chapter meeting all the way to traveling around the state, paying for the bus, paying for meals for students. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well as a part of the program.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think, we always are encouraging all students, right, to get involved, regardless of what class that you're taking or what elective that you're taking to get involved. And I think ag is a great one, no different than many of our awesome opportunities that we have here at Bartlesville. But, if you're looking for a place to call home and maybe you haven't found that just yet, we'd encourage you, be involved in the ag program, take an ag class, preferably your freshman year, right, to get that prerequisite in. But to come join us. If you'd love to learn more about our program, stop by the Ag Center. We're there every day, it seems like, and would be happy to answer any questions that people might have about the ag program. Certainly, handling some of those misconceptions that people might have about the ag program. But at the end of the day, I think what makes our ag program unique across the country is that we are a very tight-knit family. And we always love to add new members in every single year and would be excited for anybody who might be interested in taking an ag program.
Outstanding. Well, I want to thank you both, Ms. Dale and Mr. Jones, for coming on the show today. So once again, this was the BHS Blue Book series on agricultural science. So hopefully they answered everything that you needed to know about that. And good luck and happy course hunting.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.